So I'm going to do a video later about Auto Align plugin from SoundRadix because a friend of mine wanted me to show him how I use it. But in doing that, I came across this other plugin from Waves Abbey Road Saturator that I purchased, and I haven't had a chance to really mix with it. But I stopped what I was doing with the Auto Align plugin, which I'll continue later, and I started screwing around with this. But so here's the raw drums. So there is some phase issues with this kit a little bit. Some in between the 180-degree flip, so just phase flipping won't work. That's why Auto Align comes into play. So here it is without it and with it. You hear it gets a little more hollow when Auto Align's off, but that's why I'm going to go into that other video later in more detail. So this is the other little thing I was noticing or discovering today with this tool. So we've recorded the kick drum shell a couple different times now with different mics. I think this is a condenser. Yeah, this is the Apex tube mic that I modified to be more like a C12 for my buddy Nick Bertling. So yeah, I can't recall the compressor I'm running through that I'm kind of smashing this on. It may be the Warm Audio 1176, but I could be totally wrong. So the mic's usually smooth sounding. It's a little trashy here, which is what we were going for. A lot of times I'm compressing even more on this track to really get it dirty and squished sounding. But on this, I just happened to open up the Abbey Road Saturator and played around and open a preset and kind of tweak some of the settings, and I kind of got this. It is a dark kind of track for being a condenser mic. I can't remember the mic pre, but I was messing with it to try to brighten it up and just get some grit to the sound. And I started messing with this phase button, and you hear it can sound a little harsh soloed like this, but in the track it just really kind of opens up, gives me that grit I was looking for. And there's no EQ on anything yet other than the saturator. And listen to the kick and snare. And it's only on that track too. It's crazy. And I'm going to toggle this phase button on here now. It changes the top end some in the mids. That can bite when you push it hard. So far, even if it's only used on this track, I like how it opens up the kick and snare. And just that one track with those few settings totally opens up the entire drum track though. So let me see what happens if I just throw it on the outside kick. I didn't even do anything, and it already sounds cool. I mean, I like when plugins are set more flat generally, but it's kind of neat. You just throw it on and it sounds cool. I mean, it might have a little more top than I need, but I'm trying to slightly exaggerate it for the video. I'm not really even changing anything. Hear this together and bypassed. I can pull it back a hair, I guess. I like the top though. The TG's got a cool top end sound. It might be a little too clicky, but I guess it depends on the song. But it makes it punch through nicely without having compressor plugins, EQ plugins. It's just one plugin so far. Interesting. So, let me copy it to the snare top. That's got a pretty tight squeeze default setting. These are a little more subtle. That phase button, yeah, that can. I can add some punch for sure. It's got a neat smack to it though. Yeah, sounds good with the overheads and all. Yeah, it adds an awesome punch though. Man. It's funny, I haven't messed with it a whole lot since I got it. Maybe it's the honeymoon phase, but it's cool. I just don't want to like fall in that trap of using it on every single track like you do with brand new plugins, but so far it's cool on every track. I'm going to try it on the mono room mic, which was the Royer R121, which is naturally darker anyway. Yeah, the mids with this track can get a little kind of nasally sounding, but I like the bottom, the beefiness of it, and I like how the top sounds. The cymbals here might get a little out of control. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm not using it in a track right now. It's just drums. If I had it in the context of a song, I would maintain those a little differently. This is the room mics were the KSM 32, Shure KSM 32s. And put this on there. And this could be a little fizzly, but let me try turn these EQs off a second. Back this top down a little bit and push up some mid. This thing's got a strong, drastic EQ sound when it wants to. I'm gonna try it. Just try pushing things a little differently, see what happens. I like this blend and mix, let you get it a little more subtle at times. These EQs got some push to them. I mean, they're like barely move them and they're aggressive. You could easily get carried away. It'd be dangerous if you don't watch it, I guess. Kind of seeing if I want to push it, keep it aggressive or not. I mean, I totally could say this is cool now and then tomorrow hate it, which you do sometimes. You push things. Sometimes that's totally cool to be instinctive and just do it quickly, but I'm not really mixing it. It's like a real mix. It's just auto-align, tightening up the kit, Abbey Road Saturators, a couple of the tracks, and the compressor. I have a fab filter also on the 2-bus, but I'm not even hitting it. So that's it for this example, I guess, showing the Abbey Road Saturator.